In this video, we are going to learn about new development in patent law. The Patent Act has proven remarkably flexible in accommodating changes and development in technology. Thus, advertisement in technology generally has not necessitated the changes in stately governing patent protection. So this Patent Act has been designed in such a way even the advanced technological developments were easily able to fit into it. So not many changes has to be made, but there are some kind of changes required to be needed. Let us see what are they. Number one, business methods and software patent. Many of the cutting edge issues in the patent law related to patents for computer software. For several years, the conventional wisdom has been that unless a computer program had significant commercial value and application patent protection was often counterproductive or ineffective in that the PTO often took 2 years to issue the patent, roughly the same time it took for the software program to become obsolete, which means, for example, if a computer program goes for the patent. Now, normally, Patent and Trademark Office takes 2 years of time to examine any kind of invention, not only the computer program, any kind of invention, it will take at least 2 years. But in case of the computer program, if it is taking 2 years, after 2 years, the computer program might be obsolete, which means outdated, because computer applications always needed to be updated as per the requirements of the customer. So there should be a change, or they need to rethink about considering software program issuance of patent. Next one, biotechnology patent. Medicine, science, agriculture, and pharmacology present the other cutting edge issue in the patent law. Research into genes may hold the key to curing disease throughout the world. Agricultural research may hold the key to providing sufficient food for the world's ever increasing population, which means if a procedure that can save the population from certain disease, and if it is got patented, only certain people can use it, not all the people can utilize the invention, because it is patented by somebody else and no one else has the right to use the patented formula. So it's a kind of restriction for saving people throughout the world. The other one is the agricultural advancements. Because of the agricultural advancements, what happens is you can satisfy the hunger of globally appetite people. There are many people who are dying with hunger. If these agricultural methods are patented and not being widely spread throughout the world, what happens is world cannot get benefit out of the invention which is really useful for the earth. Next one. The development of strains of plants and crops that are resistant to drought and disease has also led an increasing number of patents issued and attendant litigation in the field of biotech, ag biotech, which means people already engineered certain kind of plants which will not get diseased by some kind of virus or diseases. But all these procedures are patented, so only certain kind of people can yield such kind of crops where they need not to use any kind of pesticides, and they can take all the advantage of the natural growing of the crops. These kind of procedures need not to be patented, and these kind of procedures should be available for all the people around the world. American Inventors Protection Act of 1999. Let us see what is AIPA, which stands for American Inventors Protection Act, which is implemented in 1999, will do. The AIPA was signed into law in 1999 and represents the most significant changes to patent law in 20 years. Although some of the provisions of AIPA have been discussed earlier, its key subtitles are as follows. So, the mainly it has been signed in 1999 and it's going to do certain kind of acts. Let us see what are they. Inventors Right Act of 1999, the first Inventors Defense Act of 1999, the Patent Term Guarantee Act of 1999, the Domestic Publication of Foreign Filed Patent Application Act of 1999, the Optional Interparts Re-examination Procedure Act 1999. So all these acts are incorporated in the Act of 1999, which was called as American Inventors Protection Act. Introduction of international patent protection. The rights granted by United States patent extended only throughout the United States and have no effect in foreign country. Therefore, an inventor who desires patent protection in other countries must apply for patent in each of other countries or in regional patent office. So, what is the protection law says is if a person applies for the patent in United States, it will be only limited to the United States itself. If that particular invention require patent protection in the other countries, the inventor should apply for the patent in even in the other countries as well. The Paris Convention already it is in previous units, which says that if one member country of Paris Convention, there are 184 countries are under Paris Convention. If one country applies for the patent protection, all the member countries treats it as their own patent. So it is applicable for all the member countries of Paris Convention. If one member country of this Paris Convention issues a patent, that means that is valid for all the member countries of it. The European Patent Organization also helps patent holders to have their rights in several countries. Agreement on trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. It is discussed in the first unit. So broadly, even this particular act treaty, agreement on trade related aspects of IPR, is a treaty. Even this treaty also speaks of protecting patents in more than one country. The Patent Law Treaty, foreign filing licenses, applications for United States patents by foreign applications, all these are going to speak about protection of patent. The European Patent Organization was founded in 1973 and it is also considered as EPO. And the motto of EPO is to provide a uniform patent system in the Europe. Europe consists of several countries. So what this EPO aim is, all these European countries should follow uniform law in order to protect the patent rights. A European patent can be obtained by filing a sign application with the EPO headquartered in Munich or its sub-branches in The Hague or Berlin or with the national offices in the contracting nations. Once granted, the patent is valid in any of the EPO countries designated in the application and has the same force as patent granted in any one of the contracting country. Which means EPO has established for only one purpose. The purpose is the member countries of the EPO, which are European countries. All the contracting EPO countries will follow same kind of patent protection law. So if there are 6 countries are involved in EPO or contracted with EPO, if one country's member or the citizen applies for the patent, then if he gets the patent, all the 6 countries are going to give him the patent. His patent is valid in all the 6 countries, all the member countries of EPO. So this is about the European patent organizations and new development in patent. For updated videos, please subscribe the channel, and thank you for watching.